Shandala looks back. She shrugs. I am ready to go whenever you are. I'm waiting for you people to gamble away your money. She smiles slightly.
Zoran, Zoran, looking up at the ceiling, says, "Well, that was a nice enough rest." He'll like ease himself off like the second floor bed. Where do I put this?
I need a kick from server.
Okay.
Zoran like looks around like the room to see like whether like there's some like slot that he's supposed to like press like his 100 like gold piece certificate. Then just shrugs. He'll like leave it on the bed, and he'll walk towards the door, and he'll lock it behind him, and he'll close the door and stand in the hallway. And I should probably get back to the others, and Zoran will do just that. With measured, logical strides, move down the staircase to stand in the first floor once again.
Oh, there he is.
As he comes around, well, there you are. Jonna gets up. She nods to Barry, who she now feels like a brother to her. Well, how was it up there, Saren?
Relaxing.
She nods. Yes, that's usually what people find it.
I motion towards P-Man and Rotor. Are you two ready to go?
Stand up and walk over here.
I mean, that's yep.
Look to Zoran says, how much did it cost you?
Zoran says, there wasn't a price listed. I left the certificate on the bed.
Oh, well, someone made a killing, so to speak.
No one died up there.
No, it's a figure of speech, Saren. It's.
I didn't hear any numbers.
She tries to explain, but quickly gives up.
So, what do you spend your money on? Shandala?
Shandala shrugs. I haven't spent it on anything.
All right.
Case in point, I have lost the least of everyone here. Well, except Saren, of course.
I haven't lost anything. I actually made actual money.
Well,
you did. Kynric did make a profit. He didn't decide to test his
one out of
test his mind.
1 out of 5. They're not bad, I guess.
I lost like.
That's good odds.
I think I lost like 20 or something.
The house
it's
always
important
wins.
to know the exact number, Jake.
I don't even remember what I was at.
You
know what? Hang on.
When you're looking at a
199
16 to not lose money, that's yeah.
I'm just gonna reopen my character sheet without saving. I lost 13 gold.
There you go.
I'll tell Joram that we are leaving at the moment and ask him to join us.
Alright, he will follow you out. Also, I noticed that half of these people are named Brokefist Thug when they should be.
I noticed they even had like rope fist thug. Like, oh man, equal opportunity employer. Why not, right? That totally didn't tell me as a player. Not that this place is frequented by rope fists or anything. Like Zoran looks over. He's just like walking like down the staircase and like past. Good day, Clockfather.
Oh, good day, Zoran. Keep walking.
Zoran looks over. Clockfather, my Conir told me to avoid this place, but I've seen nothing of the sort to suggest that I should stay away from Silver Disc Hall. Why do you think he told me that?
Well, you see, it is a competitor to the Foundry Tavern, and while Connor does like to be fair and offer quality products, this place does not quite. And it also seems to me that at least this place was making slightly more profit than Connor was, so maybe there was just some professional jealousy involved there.
I understand. We don't have an upstairs at the Foundry Tavern. They do. Zoran nods.
He pauses. Yes, that would explain some of the differences in profits, I'm pretty sure, at least.
Maybe it's time to expand, Saren.
Yep. This is Pathfinder 4 with the new settlement system. You can just add another floor.
Now you're speaking in riddles, Pimian.
Oh, that was Jake, not Pimian.
I heard the Pathfinders are pretty bad.
All right,
I like them.
I'm going to look again at the torch map.
Alright, yes, you can indeed switch back to the torch map. Where
Let's go
Duran
swimming.
will follow you to the pond and then give you his usual at this point blessing. Wishing you good luck, of course.
Woo!
Yay.
Thank you for Bry's blessing, Clockfather.
Alright, Kenrick, take this rope. And when you feel the tugging, just don't struggle, just get tugged along, alright?
Don't worry, I brought my own rope.
We will try not to disappoint the town. Do not be alarmed by the rope being tied around that man's waist. He is a terrible swimmer.
Jonathan nods. Really terrible.
I blame the water, it's just terrible water.
That too. Jonathan gets
It
down
is
into
also
the pond.
terrible water.
Let's pull this scale mail off before we do this. Last time I risked it. There's no reason to. I've lost enough stuff today.
Mm-hmm. Don't need to lose your dignity as well.
Cannonball!
Woo!
Ow!
Dive in.
So if I skip the swim check, do I get a bonus to my constitution roll to hold my breath against the water, or to not swallow it?
You don't need to hold your
No,
breath.
no. If you fail your swim checks, it's been proven. You take a penalty to this fortitude save.
Just don't make a swim check.
You cannot skip your swim check unless you just want to kind of be in the water and not do anything.
I mean, he holds the rope and would drag him with the rope.
Yeah, that seems more safe.
He doesn't even move. He just holds on the
I'd
rope.
say you can do a swim check with a +3 bonus from the rope.
Okay. I still have -1 to that.
I mean, you have to pilot yourself, otherwise you're completely dead weight, and I don't think the 16 is going to cover pulling like how many kilograms of dead weight behind you.
Let's see, where's the swing?
I'll just go ahead and take my 10 as per usual.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Nobody failed this time. Good.
With
Hooray.
the rope, you even feel like you're swimming yourself. A truly new feeling, I'm sure.
You feel so safe and secure with the rope.
Okay,
As,
copy your
saves,
tokens.
right?
Yep.
as Zarin's skin becomes slick and smooth, and all of his hair falls to the ground, with his hands elongating, and tan webbing appearing between his fingers, and his eyes turning solid black, beginning to move independent of each other.
And whenever he tries to talk, all that comes out is Robert.
That is factually incorrect.
You sure?
more like a Murloc sound.
Yeah, Jake, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I just,
Yes,
you know,
you
I wanted to
can
make
put
sure that you
yourself-
were positive.
You can put yourself at the shore here. It's fine. There are still occasional sounds of large insect wings buzzing, but none of them seem to jump out at you at this exact moment.
Alright, well,
Who shall take point? And I will hand the
Pimian,
person a
yeah.
torch.
I can do it.
Oh, okay.
Zarin says, I can take point. I do not require light in order to see.
All right.
Zarin will, he'll look up, and of course, like, his version of taking point is to, like, look up at the cliffside, and then, like, look back, and he realizes there's some noodly arm people here. He'll walk around.
What do you mean noodly on people?
not everyone is as swole as Saren is, you know?
Yeah, no one else is. Look at this.
Look at that.
Look at that rebel.
With my
Yeah.
fucking skill points in climb.
No, that is rebellious.
The area does seem exactly like you left it.
Are the corpses still there?
The 3 mounds over here are definitely still there and being mounds of stuff. The corpse you carried away, this one and the one that was down here, of course, are gone.
Right, and of course the brown mold has been slain.
I
yes,
was wondering
that should be gone as well.
more about the blinding monster corpse.
Oh yeah, that is still there as well. There's also still a few beetle corpses and beetle bits scattered around.
Zarin, like, looks down. You know, who knows? There might be more of those damn like gray skin humanoid things to stab people in the face.
That one got away.
He's down here alone. He's making a sausage. He's like, oh,
I'll forever
Okay,
remember him as the
all
one
my
who
friends
got
are
away.
dead.
He's like singing.
his crazy adventures killed everyone. Huh?
All right,
All my
then.
friends are dead. They
Let's go to the
are all
door.
dead.
Let's.
The
Oh, that's the,
circular hatch-like door that is in the smooth metal wall certainly is still there as well.
no,
How
that's
about
the
that?
no, that's the
The-
cool door.
The door didn't go anywhere. That's good, guys. I'm glad the good door didn't go anywhere.
Whatever behind that door is definitely the best. You know.
Any new footsteps or anything around the door?
Roll me a survival check then.
Oh, someone else needs to do that.
It was your idea.
Kind of check.
I'm not looking.
No benefit in not trying, or nothing to be lost.
That's what you said at the gambling place.
No, I knew that I could lose out there.
You fall and your entire gold purse just goes sailing into like the
Did not
Underdark.
fall.
There are certainly footsteps around, but you can't quite tell whether or not they are only your own. Most of them certainly seem to be your own, at least.
Alright, so do you want to open this door, or do we want to go at the upper one that was kind of open?
I thought the upper one was the one that was.
The upper
like-
one was the sealed one.
Oh,
Yeah, the upper one was sealed.
okay. Never mind then. I thought that was like slightly ajar. It was like, hey,
Nah, it's this one.
The door is not ajar. It's a door.
no, no,
Yeah.
it's a saying.
Yes.
It's
You can't keep pickles in the door.
the professor nods. Pickles indoors are really quite absurd.
All right. How do we open this?
Except that particular manor in Ustalav. Oh, that's a weird
This
place.
one, since Permian already investigated that yesterday, he found out that you can simply, without too much trouble, force it open.
Yeah, just like with your hands.
Oh, okay. Instead of my teeth. God.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Show-
Well, you know,
show us
I
the
don't
muscles.
know what sort
Zarin
of the rule
leans over and opens the door.
with his hands.
The wings of the door slowly slide into the wall, jamming occasionally, but it's really not that big of a problem to open. Let me actually open the door then.
Shanala slings her gun down from her shoulder and sort of, has it at ready, aiming at the door.
What you see in a... Why? There we go. What you see inside of the hallway is, in fact, very, very similar to what Connor brought back, the thing that you fought. This one, however, in obviously better condition, as the other one was lacking panels and had dents everywhere. This one is just dusty and doing absolutely nothing.
Zarin, like, opens the door and, blinks.
And the walls, floor, and ceiling of this slightly curved hallway are made of a smooth dark gray metal. There are panels of lighter material running along the ceiling about 8 feet above, and to the north and south, if you were willing to take a step further in so I can reveal it.
I'm not inherently willing to take a further step in. No, she.
Alright. Then I will not describe it.
Okay.
Looks at the
Zarin, still standing at, like, the doorway, having just opened it, like, blinking ahead and just... Well, this would definitely be the same metal wall that had been described. And
Did we
I
hear
do
anything?
think...
There are no sounds.
there's a monster in there.
That does appear to be true. It appears to be inactive, but considering how the last one Kanya brought back was inactive, looks over at Rothor, would you perhaps enjoy the honors of might be able to surprise the thing?
Yeah.
Like Zarin will, like, step out of the way.
Sure. Can I just charge it?
You can, yeah.
Good, I'll do that.
Alright. Before you do that, let me just do this to reveal. There we go. And we'll go into initiative, I suppose, as you charge the robot.
I wanted
Then
to
God can
identify
describe it.
I wanted to identify the metal that the place is made of, but no.
Well, then
Monster.
you can spend your combat
Yeah, I
turns
know.
identifying.
I know.
It's star metal.
Yeah,
You
it
know
does
what
seem
this thing's gonna do.
like this
Yes, it's star metal, but what kind?
was the hallway. However, it is completely blocked by rock and debris.
Okay.
That is all I wanted to say.
All right.
Let's have roll for act first, then.
I should get a surprise round, surely.
You should get a surprise round.
All right. That repair
And
drone
I
did not
shouldn't-
see the robot slayer coming.
But yeah,
Slay.
you can surprise the robot.
This is my thing.
I'm positively surprised, says the
Gonna
robot.
do all the things. Full out. Why not? So I'll also be making this a destined strike, of course.
You're destined to strike.
Rothor is destined to destroy his sworn enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
And should I make a power attack? Yeah, let's do that. Hope he hit.
Yeah.
That
I like
is
it.
a hit, taking a chunk out of the robot, metal flying everywhere. As it definitely stops being inactive as a sudden hum fills the hallway and it starts whirring about and moving. And mostly looking at Rofor, well, like a robot does, without any sign of emotion at all. But if it could have emotion, it would be very surprised. It would then be Chandala.
Moves up here with her rifle and shoots the robot.
Shooting the robot.
Nice.
That is most definitely a hit.
You touch the robot and all of its
Touch the
places.
robot.
Zaren.
Considering the shapeway of the hall, is there enough room to like stand here?
Yes.
Okay. Then Zarin will. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, he might as well charge after Rothor. Why not? And Zarin already had his weapon drawn. Gonna try out the new thing that he purchased. It's totally gonna work.
Power
Guaranteed.
glove.
Or yes, I purchased the power. Oh god, that's the worst thing ever. Nope, that doesn't work. This weapon is made out of crud.
No,
Kenrick.
Tribal
you're
weapon.
giving it a bad name.
I forgot to add the +2 bonus, but I still doubt a 10 hits its armor class, right, Sheep?
No, 10 is not enough.
I thought.
It hasn't acted yet. It's flat-footed 10.
No, it's not.
I believe most of this is probably because it's made of metal.
Yeah.
Does that drone seem hostile?
It currently seems to be getting beaten up, but it does seem to at least move.
I'll just move one step closer.
I know,
and just,
Kenrick's like, we could have parlayed with it.
so we could have studied. Just make
Well,
a
you can
sign.
study it after it's like destroyed. Like, I tried to
but-
parlay with the gremlins, and you saw how well that went.
This is my job. I destroy robots.
Robot is like, hello friends, I am here to... Oh god!
Okay, and we kind of sighs and just watches the
Welcome
mayhem.
to, and Rothor's like, get out of my head!
Monster.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
Crush the weak.
Roll for.
All right. Well, I'm no longer charging, sadly. So I suppose I shall cut the power attack as well. That's like a 1-for-1 trade, I think.
Get down before it gets its turn.
Smash it. Oh, I forgot to add the +1.
You know, I was about to describe my attack as having, like, dented, like, the wall or floor. I'm legit unsure whether I could even do that.
You would quickly find out that you could not.
There we go.
I have a bonus against robots.
Okay, how much?
I believe it's a +1 for the robots.
Okay,
There.
that is enough to hit it and to destroy it, just as it seemed to want to do things.
Oh, he basically just saw the robot. Zarin stepped out of the way and let him go, and that's what he does best. So he charged in, sort of enraged for like tiny little bit. Sort of swang his blade, just smacked it into the wall, and then it's air in game, and it got shot, and then he got uphand swing, just smacking into the ground before it even got to move from the place it stood.
Zarin blinking at like the new weapon he's purchased, like trying to like swivel it around to get like the aerodynamics right. Excellent work. You seem to have a grudge against these creatures. Nudging like the mechanics with the like tip of his boot.
Sort of sacks in against the wall, leaning up, sort of breathing heavily. Says, they get me in the zone. Yeah.
Professor.
Mm-hmm. What?
She points down the tiny hallway.
Is this a size thing?
She looks down at him. Yes.
At least you're honest. Nothing.
She nods. Well, it pays to be sure.
Pays to be short, you mean?
Ha ha ha! She actually laughs.
Zarin like
I like
looks
to
back.
believe that
I like you,
the
Professor.
dragon that Ustalav, he was like, whenever they needed to do something that required a small person, they were like, "Oh, get Pimion to do it." Like the only
Zarin
halfling professor.
looks back at Kynric and the professor. I am willing to stand by that door for several minutes if you two are interested in seeing a more intact version of the robot in Conier's tavern.
I look at the robot and
Pimion is hyped.
I hope so.
We'll
Yeah,
find more.
if-
Take him with her out.
I mean, just based on it, it does look like, even though it's destroyed, it had more bells and whistles than the one that Connor brought back, right?
Yeah, I mean, like after after this beat,
It
who knows?
mostly looked like it had less exposed bells and whistles.
Okay.
And
no.
it seemed to be far less dented.
Then, well, if Rothor and Shinal are going to move that way, Zarin will, like, stand back by this door to assure that they're not stabbed in the back.
Yeah. Well, I do want to look at it.
See how it differs.
What do I learn?
There you go. There's the knowledge.
You would quickly recognize this as being the exact same thing that you found in Connor's room. However,
I think I
this
rolled
one,
like an 11 on that one, though.
this one is way more intact, at least. It has 3 legs, 2 arms, that has the hands have 4 fingers and a thumb. It seems like this was just a universally used machine-like worker, really.
I really need to acknowledge his feat.
2 arms, 3 legs, Professor. You,
Brilliant!
I would never have known.
You would also be able to tell that this robot does not only have hands, but also tools inside of the fingers, which would allow it to pretty easily repair technological metallic things as well as itself.
Zarin,
Can we
looking back,
extract
says,
them?
No.
Hang on. Are its hands bigger than my hands?
Yes.
I want to remove a hand to make like a repair glove later.
You
Or
can
at least,
remove a hand,
like,
however...
into the idea of it.
Okay, you can certainly remove a hand. And while doing so, you also find that in the wrist of the hand was a barrel that seems like it was from a cannon, however it is loaded with nets. And you can add 5 polymer mesh nets to your inventory.
all right,
Yes.
I'll go ahead and jot that down.
Polymer
Yeah.
mesh. That's
Can
some
I-
high-tech shit.
Can I take off the other hand?
Sure.
Maybe
Is
there's
there
more.
anything cool behind that?
No.
In which case,
Okay.
it's a good thing, Rothor charged that, because I can see us getting netted right now, and Pimion going, I can't beat this DC!
And then we discover that the legs are electrified.
Yeah, it just shoots horrible
I know.
electricity.
Yeah,
Zarin,
if I delve into the chest plate, is there anything cool like a mechanical heart?
There are gears and wires and all kinds of metal bits.
I must find its soul.
Zarin, looking back down the hallway, says, now what I am interested about is whether that robot has been in the hallway for all of the expeditions that traveled through here, or whether it does activate and move around.
Well, it did seem quite dusty, so I don't.
Is there any tracks around here, sheep?
Tracks? That would be a
In
survival
the
check.
dust specifically.
Dust doesn't lie, I'm told.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's easy to find tracks in dust as well. There you go.
Dust don't lie. Well, you did better than I did.
In Zaren's case, the dust does in fact lie.
Yes, it does lie. I mean, it's a
Chandala
trained
does,
skill for me.
Rhinos.
What the hell?
Chandala does find a number of tracks, mostly tracks that seem to stem from boots of humanoids.
And she crouches down with the rifle slung over her shoulder and like studying the ground, and she says, "Well, there certainly are a lot of tracks here from boots, humanoid size." She shrugs. They seem to be leading further inside.
Well, that must mean it's safe.
She looks over at the robot. I wouldn't go that far.
Also mean that they've moved, or that this thing was hiding or some such. They're known to do that, you know. They will
Or-
do whatever they can to harm living things.
Or it was commanded to stand guard here.
They're very good with deception.
Pimium pipes up and says, "I'm not sure that this kind of bot would be used to stand guard. They seem to be more of a maintenance worker, if anything.
Oh.
Perhaps further in we'll see more of a combat-oriented variant."
You said it
That
had
may be
nets,
what
yes.
it wants you to think.
How is maintenance work combined with nets, Professor?
Cat traps.
Anything created to be autonomous must have some sort of defensive ability in the case of an attack.
Can also capture pests.
Precisely. I'm sure that this is not their main combat variant. In a vessel like this, or whatever, a vessel or a compound like this, they surely would not have a repair drone as it's the main combat variant.
I hear that. I don't know of any type of demon that is a repair demon, so why would there be a repair drone? It frowns. You make no sense, Professor.
If you are
In
finished,
the realm
Professor.
of mechanics, things easily break down. And so having something
Yes.
to repair the things that break down
That is why we're here.
Professor, are you and Heinrich finished? If so, I shall move back to the front.
I am finished, yes.
Yeah, I'll just take one quick look if the robot, because it is covered in dust, does it have any other, fingerprints on it besides ours?
It does seem to at least have some disturbed dust on it that Chandala can find pretty easily. So, chances are someone has disturbed that dust on it.
Someone commanded it most likely to stand guard here then. Even if it's not a combat model, maybe the person didn't know that.
It's a possibility I can confirm.
I mean, you
or
need to.
recognize.
You, Professor, needed to cut off its arms and open up its breastplate and to find that out. I'm sure it looks at the mess.
I approve of this way of researching them.
And,
I am Rothor, of course, and I approve of this.
and Saren would also have noticed
Very
that the
precise
door
words.
that you entered through was slowly, ever so slowly, sliding closed again by itself, really.
We will have Rotor to attack the door. It's clearly filled with spirits.
Zarin looks back. Well, I mean, he opened it before, and he's not going to bother bringing that up. He assumes that he can open it again.
Rotha is not seeing that.
Otherwise, he
Not
would charge the
perceptive
door.
enough. No,
I
he
think we
knows
are-
a robot when he sees one.
I think we are
thinks-
ready to proceed.
He knows a robot.
He doesn't see them
well,
very
then.
often. Not very
Zarin will excuse me.
Excuse me.
I will note again, just to describe that I am at frequency, and since it only takes a move action to use perception like this, I am looking for traps to ensure that we don't bumble into more gremlin tripwires. God.
Yeah, and Chandala is doing
Yeah.
the same.
That's fair to assume then.
Yeah.
This room. In the northern wall of this otherwise empty metal room is a tangle of what looks to have once been strange cages of some sort. Tangled amid the metal ribs of these cages are ribs of a more organic nature. The ancient bones of some sort of creature. Small amounts of rubble lie against the opposite wall over here near this door.
Well, it's a damn shame that Jake just stepped away, because I think we found the fucking reasoning behind the nets.
Damn.
Brilliant, Professor!
Zarin will step closer and says, perhaps this was some sort of wildlife preserve above the ship.
What kind
Ancient
of
bones?
bones do they seem to be?
Sorry?
Can I ask you what type of bones they seem to be?
That would be a knowledge nature.
Oh, I tried to do a heal check, but alright.
He'll
I can't
check
do
that.
knowledge nature.
Well, you would.
I was actually trying to roll terribly and make a joke of it,
Oh,
but
Jake,
I actually rolled a
okay.
15. So.
Jake, we have found old dusty animal bones on the north side of this wall. Your professor's theory about like this being the nets being for like animals?
Hmm.
Ah.
Ah.
Shame.
Francis.
I will
Well,
investigate.
Professor. Yes, the
Try to
animal
determine the
bones
cause of
here.
death.
I presume that the thousands of years of time that this thing might have been down beneath the surface would be a cause of death. Beyond that,
Time to be trapped.
It's true, but first I should still investigate. Perhaps I can identify slash marks on the bones to see if it was caused by a living thing.
Yes,
Zarin feels like if Val were here, like she'd roll her eyes at the situation.
yes, do it, Professor, please.
Are these doors open?
These doors are open. The next set of doors is ever so slightly open. It's stuck.
It's a tiny.
Pimian would at least be able to tell that these bones seem to be part of a intact skeleton, and that there have been 5 creatures there.
How old?
Yeah. Can I tell how old? How long?
Other than very, you cannot.
Okay, can I tell, are there any, like, injuries on the bones? Like, were they killed in an attack? Like, something slashing or crushing at them? Or are they all relatively intact bones?
They, if anything, are crushed and broken. There are no
Okay.
obvious slashes.
So something probably, like, bludgeoned them to death?
Also, both Chandler and Zarin would notice that in the mounds to the opposite side do seem to be objects.
I was going to ask about that clarification of the rubble to the south. Zarin will like quirk his head, and then like a momentary hope flashes through his brain of, I hope the professor isn't behind me. Zarin like rotates his body, like
Hi.
blinks. Yo, you've finished with your investigation to the north, Professor.
Yes, it seems like they were crushed to death by something.
Probably robots.
Yes, well,
Probably.
there appears to be something more tangible that you can bring along, Zarin says, and perhaps to Shonda, like, a slightest tinge of regret in his voice.
Yeah, Chandler gives him a look.
Zarin, like, moves to the side and, like, points to the rubble in the south. There appear to be technological artifacts in the rubble, Professor.
I see the way you look at each other when you talk about these things. I'm not blind.
I am
Of course
positively.
not. You wear lenses, Professor.
Yes, spectacles. I am blind without them.
I have no idea
Zarin
what
files
you're
that
talking
away
about.
for future reference.
I will
Shit.
pick up the things.
Okay, among the rubble, you find what looks to be mechanized blacksmith's tongues. Tongs, even, I think it's called. You know,
Yep.
the scissors that aren't scissors.
Yep.
Aw.
That's so Buddhist. The scissors that are not scissors.
As well as a grayish plastic object that you can easily hold with one hand. A black stripe is across it, and it seems to have extendable metal rod thingies that are inside it.
Try to extend them.
Does it have any writing on it?
It does not have any writing. It does seem to have at least 2 buttons.
Oh no.
Is one of them red?
No,
Yeah. Do you know are they like black then?
they are
Sick.
both pretty
Nondescript
gray,
buttons.
nondescriptive. Yeah.
So we have
And
our
in addition
mechanized...
to that, you find what seems to be 2 silver discs. However, these silver discs look far more sparkling and pristine than whatever you've seen. In fact, touching them gives you a slight buzz in your fingers.
Electrified silver discs.
Okay, so we have the mechanized blacksmith tongs, the grayish plastic object one-handed with a black stripe and extendable metal rod thingies and 2 buttons, and 2 sparkling silver discs buzzing with energy.
Kind of
Is
like
that-
a skill check.
Pimian will, for your sakes, contain his obvious excitement.
Press 1.
You should not.
Pimien is like rolling around here. He's just like, just put them away, so I don't have to look at them.
You take them and he does like a Bilbo.
Yeah, he just like a scary Bilbo.
So it looks over at Heinrich. You might as well carry them since you're so interested as well. We can look at them more in depth when we get back to the surface.
I nod and hold my arm or hands to Pimian to take the objects.
Oh no!
You can
How's the
talk
door?
to preference.
I know.
Take them.
How does the door to the south look? If it's rubble down there, does it look fucked up? God.
The door does look very bent.
All right. I don't want to touch that then.
Ben, are there any like? Can I like get down on my face basically and like look under the door? Is it like?
Get down on my face.
You know what I mean? No. I just want to like. Is there anywhere that I can peek in basically?
The proximity mine.
It's bent and buckled, but for a person of Pimian's stature, you could find a spot to indeed look through the door.
Good.
Is that a sizes thing?
Yeah.
Wait, let me do this properly.
It's always safe to be short.
Looking into the room, it seems to be a complete mess of metal and rubble.
Oh no, guys! For my sake, keep the door shut.
I mean, clearly we need to go in there.
What do you see, Professor?
Mountain of treasure.
Inside I see it's a lot of rubble and lots of like metal parts. Lots of things that I would love to take a look at, but
we would be incapable of taking a thorough look as you desire. My weapon malfunctioned while attempting to strike the robot. I hit the wall and did not even dent it. We might need more powerful implements than we currently possess.
It's true.
I have a crowbar.
Wise nod.
Do you now?
You could, if someone is strong and wants to try to bend open the door, we can try.
Perhaps we can
like
look
flexes
later.
his muscles and they actually
I am
invert
sure that would create undue noise. We should at least ensure that we will not be attacked by other robots before we attempt such an endeavor.
If we
What
made
is over
noise,
there
they
anyway?
would come to us. We wouldn't have to find them.
We don't know how many there are. They might all gather, and there could be too many of them, Rothor.
Because that's true. Well, I suppose we should just continue on then. We can come back here later.
we can always return, of course, yes.
We will have to come back this way in order to leave.
Haha, I like this man's thinking.
Zarin will, edge into the small room. Let's...
Okay, in this small room, there are two strange machines sitting to the north and south against the walls here. So
Oh,
here
God.
and here.
We're never gonna get anywhere in this dungeon.
The machines have faces that appear similar to coils of metal tubes with several nozzle-like protrusions pointing into the room.
Alright, I, as a player, have an idea what this room is. Character's let's continue.
Yeah, I think it's
Don't
probably
seem to
like...
Robots, so yeah.
The door here is jammed and stuck, however, I do not require a strength check to actually force them open. That is done easily enough.
Zarin
We could
takes
probably
one
do it.
door, Rothor takes the other.
Pimian is,
Much.
Pimian is happy to see these things, but knows we should continue.
What you see here is sand and the walls of a cave.
Zarin blinks in confusion. Puts the bludgeoning earthbreaker down and taps the sand.
The sand seems very sandy.
I admittedly did not expect this substance to be within this metal thing.
Probably fell down through the hole with the torch.
Zarin, with that looks up slowly towards the ceiling.
Yeah, it's further in naturally. He waits.
There's no
patiently
hole in the
for
ceiling.
Zarin to-
Alright, well, I'll keep an eye out.
Does Pimian feel a draft?
There might be a slight draft. However, that might just be your imagination.
Is there
The
any
air
light-
does.
Go ahead.
There is no light.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure whether there was any light.
There can be light.
Look, we're bringing our light sources. I wanted to make sure whether
Yeah.
there's any light beyond what we had.
Yeah.
There is not.
Okay.
Only a, well,
Oh dear.
almost a desert.
What's the temperature like in here?
It is pretty cold, actually.
Okay.
Mind out.
Like so. We're still inside of this, metal construct. I'm not intimately sure what the purpose of the sandfield is. Perhaps that's
Or
something.
cave.
Stop. Don't move yet.
Okay.
Because both Pimian and Zarin see about 10 feet in front of them that the sand does seem to be moving. And the coral-like structures there that almost look like part of the terrain seem to be moving as well.
Zarin will blink and then react by casting lead blades at himself.
Pimian will inform everybody, including Zarin, because he doesn't know that Zarin's seen it.
Well, ready
He
weapons.
will, Pimian will say, "Look, there are things moving ahead."
What does it look like when Zarin casts lead blades?
I have no fucking idea. He casts a spell. You can make a spellcraft check to determine what he's casting. I know what my focuses look like. A spell casting looks like a spell casting.
You hear like a heavy sound.
Zarin cast a spell. It's a standard action. And then, go ahead.
The moving does seem to have stopped.
All right. Zarin will blink, and well, he's got an idea. He's not afeared. He's got a, I don't know. It might be like a rock or something.
You can
He's
find a rock, yes.
Sweet. I'm gonna take a rock. I'm gonna throw it at the moving sand.
Alright, we'll go into initiative.
You know, it could have been like a trap, and then or the rock bounces off and hits the ceiling. It's like drum sand from Dune.
Then obviously
As-
robot has a rail gun and just murders us all.
Not me.
Yes.
We
I'll
are,
live.
yeah, say we are lined up perfectly, except for Pim.
As the tips of the coral-like structure shoot out of the sand, and out of the corals shoot yet again tentacles towards you. As the entire structure seems to shriek without really having any discernible mouth, moves forward and attacks Zarin.
Well, that's unpleasant.
It gets to immediately move forward and attack. I'm not surprised by that.
That is a good point. It would be Pimian's turn. I apologize. Pimian,
Uh-huh.
that's what you think it wants to do in the next turn.
It's.
I mean, we can still keep those same attack rolls. I like that. but I just wanted to logically note that I don't think I'm surprised.
If so, then I'll stay away.
What is that thing?
Well,
Professor,
that's
what is it?
Pimian would like to find out. Yeah, Pimian, what kind of knowledge check?
That would be knowledge dungeoneering.
Aha, my specialty!
Ooh.
You would definitely recognize this as an aberration. You would also recognize this as no aberration you have ever seen, and you are pretty sure you've seen a lot of them. You could,
I
however,
have a textbook filled.
I've been married twice.
you do, however, recognize something that reminds you of some other things that aberrations do, which is that the sand within about 10 feet of the creature seems to be very sticky. And moving into that probably is not that great. You also can recognize this as, despite being a coral tentacle creature, that it is probably pretty damn fast. About as fast as you are, in fact. You would also know that it is probably not a good idea to use fire damage against this thing.
Any other immunities?
Pimian would think that the best kind of elemental damage to use against this thing would be sonic.
Oh, well, let's bring up my
That's
sonic gun.
Yeah, I got that. I got nothing.
So no moving within
Yeah.
10 feet, huh?
I will, yeah, say these. I will do like a. He does like you know how like in some movies and stuff, they're like he's like eyes flash and you can see the math behind his eyes. It's like that,
The math
and
behind
he
his
like
eyes.
sees he like quickly takes in the creature within a couple seconds and says all those things basically, and then he draws his bow. What kind of action is it to do knowledge check in combat?
I think that would be a move action.
Okay, so I can't shoot.
Click on something I don't own. At least I'm not
You
able to
can't, you
right
can't
click
do
on
that,
it.
sheep.
Oh, you can't right click? What's the show handout for then? That's terrible.
Well, for things
It's in
that
standard map tools that doesn't use a framework where ownership
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah. You can still hover over it and see in the bottom left like a smaller, bigger picture of it.
Well, Professor, oh god.
Oh, good fuck!
I want
Yes,
to show the
I-
picture because I like it.
It is
There we go.
it is a hideous picture. Alright, Professor.
Go
Yeah.
get him.
I told you what it was and I pulled my bow out. I'm done.
Okay. The creature will then slide forward and do what Zaren in a vision already saw it would do.
Oh, I feel like I've dreamed this.
Oh,
Smack, whack, whack.
Those two are
Neither hit.
misses.
Okay.
Look at Sarah with all this freaking AC.
I think I'll stay away from this.
Well, Chandala's gonna shoot that thing. She like curses, like, by the gods. It's hideous. And then she lets it rip. That, yeah, huh?
wow. Alright, yep,
Has a
fuck.
bit of a damage difference.
That is a hit. And chunks of the creature fly everywhere, although the tentacles still seem to be wiggling.
She, she pulls out her gun. She probably sees some sort of, like, opening, maybe something hideously slimy and pulsating within, takes aim and just shoots, and the creature just lets out this hideous shriek, and, like, all the tentacles just vibrates in pain.
So
I
reflexively
swear,
closes
even
his
when
ears.
even when you're not playing a character built for critting, you still do it a lot.
Yeah, well.
So how
I guess I
hurt?
only crit when I'm blind, right?
How hurt?
How hurt does it look like?
Pretty damn hurt.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna waste a spell then. Just gonna pull out my crossbow and take a shot. This thing wakes up. There we go.
That does hit it. Although, in comparison to the musket bullet, the crossbow bolt does not seem to be doing as much. However, it's still
Seems to be resistant to bolts.
That must be the reason, yes.
I mean, it can't be very resistant with. So the ground next to it was super bad,
The ground next to it does seem to be sticky.
and it also has reach. So, well, I suppose I should just step back and give Aaron room to do the same. So I'll go down here. Chill. Can't get in here.
Okay, Zaren.
Well, Zaren is prepared for this. He has trained for years, and he has clearly foreseen this moment in a vision. He knew that that thing was going to attack him. Although, admittedly, if his dream could have revealed what the fuck that thing was in the future, that would have been really swell. You know what? What the hell? Life is something, YOLO something.
Mm-hmm.
We have healing. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll 5-foot step into that sheep.
Okay, roll me a fortitude save as you touch the sticky ground.
I will roll you a fortitude save.
The ground quickly hardens, but you manage to just step out of it and resist it completely.
All right. Zarin also saw that in his vision. He's not afeared. Yeah. Yeah, take that. Fear. fate.
Irregardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna deck you in the schnoz. Get decked, kid.
It gets decked.
Actually, that should have been an extra d6 points of damage. I forgot about my lead blades. My apologies. 19. Oh, hey, I love what it turned into.
Turns into its picture because I don't know.
Zoran, seeing like the incredible weakness that Shanda had blown through with the musket, followed by the crossbow bolt, he's foreseen this in a vision, and he steps up and says, "Not today, creature!" Lifts the mighty Earthbreaker and brings it down on the center mass of the creature.
This is my destiny.
So,
Another shriek as in its death throes, the creature tries to bury itself again, but does not manage it.
Repeatedly, like hammering, like standing on like the hardened surface of the sand.
Shonda moves up, reloading, goes up and says, well swung, Zarin.
well shot.
Zarin like immediately like looks up. There might be others of them in this desert.
Well known.
Well, let's be extra careful then. Shonda.
Perhaps stick to a wall. Zarin will like pick this wall.
Does the creature, if Shonda like looks at it, it doesn't seem to have any possessions? Is there like a pearl inside of it or something?
Got the thing.
Let me just double check, but I do not believe so.
Yes, like a pearl inside one of these things might as well be like a congealed glob of acid.
Yeah, well, that can be sold.
Explode our faces.
It's like an acid bomb.
If you found a collector for weird bits of aberrations, you could probably sell bits of it to him, but nothing that is immediately worthwhile to take.
That was a campaign.
That was one campaign we could have done it, yeah. Well, let's explore the desert.
Yeah, looking up Zarin with his not really
My
Zarin who does
light vision and dark
with
vision.
your low and dark light vision does see that where you would expect a sky in such a terrain, all you see is the dark gray surface of more metal that seems to span a dome about the entire thing.
Zarin says, "We are definitely inside the vessel," and describe what he sees on the ceiling.
That's what will be the point of this. Someone who constructed these caves. We're not right in the head.
Pimian, can I make like I am a player pretty sure that this is like a biodome. What sort of knowledge check would it be for Pimian to realize also?
I would say knowledge nature and knowledge engineering. Take your pick.
Can I make okay. Yeah, they're the same.
Harvesting
So.
these things?
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be what you could assume. However, it does seem far bigger than any similar project that Pimian has ever heard of.
Yep. Well, Pimian will then speculate aloud. I believe this would be some kind of biohabitation environment zone dome thing where the creators could simulate any sort of environment they please to house whatever creature they might have or to test, how a certain flower performs in a certain environment, etc., etc. They can create whatever weather they want and whatever kind of terrain they want here.
Pet house and arena.
Very much larger than any other thing I might have imagined this to be.
Let's get moving then. And Zarin's gonna try and follow this wall down here, God.
Okay, follow the wall and
Why?
spot initiative.
Hi, guys!
I'm not entirely sure what that looks like. I think it's labeled as initiative.
As looking at the wall currently seems to be a two-legged and four-armed, vaguely humanoid creature that turns towards to look at you and then immediately moves towards you with obviously hostile intentions.
God damn it, Sheep, you keep tanking my initiative. Why? Do you hate me?
Wow,
Is
these
this because of
skeletons
the
are...
red caps?
What?
Is this punishment for the red caps?
How did I take your initiative?
Like, you tanked
You
it.
rolled it
Like,
crappily.
Oh, I
yes,
tanked
like,
it. Yeah,
that is like another 4 lower that I've gotten on that thing.
that's working as intended.
These creatures are quick.
Oh, shit.
Kendrick.
Oh, not the skeleton?
There's a skeleton down there. Some sort of thing.
It wants to hug us, I think. It's
Well, basically, since I'm the one with dark vision, unless this thing has a light, I'm pointing this shit out.
It's
Doesn't
in my
this-
low light zone, so I would see it but blurry.
I'm in the low light zone.
I didn't even see the one itself. I saw the one to the east.
I
That one
almost,
have
does
a-
not seem to be currently moving.
I do have a light spell running.
well, there's one. There's one down there, south.
Yeah.
Across the corner.
Alright.
Oh, so there is.
What are you looking at?
I
'Cause
was
don't
looking
know.
at the one to the east.
The east?
It looks in the darkness.
That's
one
to the
Absolutely
east?
nothing. I have my token selected. I legitimately do not know what you see out there.
Yeah, I can't see these things either, so I'll just move
I
up
can't see
here a bit
either of them.
and I'll keep my crossbow ready and armed.
Okay. Shandala.
Well, she doesn't see anything to the east. So there's probably nothing there. She's gonna...
Never anything in the darkness you can't see.
No, that'll be completely... Let's see, range here, that is within range, wonderful. Shoot that thing.
I think you just love using my shoulders like a brace.
Oh, no, it's, she has...
Just like fling it over.
yeah, she's learning to work together with Zarin. She's like, hold still.
Unbeknown to him, there's like a little thing that comes out to hold the gun.
It's a little tripod thing, like, click. Alright, kaboom!
That hits. Remind me again what damage type your musket shot is.
It is piercing, I believe.
All right.
Let me
It does not seem to be.
double-
It does not seem to be doing the full kind of damage as you kind of shoot between its bones, but it is enough to down this.
Okay.
The bones clattering to the. Stop turning into images. The bones clattering to the ground
It is my destiny!
I wanted to be an image. I love
as,
being art.
as the shot once again echoes through the great cave here. You are
It is,
dead at
it is blunt
That's it.
piercing.
blunt piercing, bludgeoning piercing.
Bludgeoning piercing. B/P.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a light source on me? Is that why I guess you do. Huh.
I have a light source.
So if I move, oh, it does. Nice.
Fascinating!
Vivian fucking to
The
himself.
halfling torch.
That's what they
So-
called him in high school.
I guess I'll advance a little further out.
Go, Professor.
I still don't see anything out here.
Why are you walking towards the?
There's nothing here, it's only darkness.
I'll wait for you. Go.
Sorry.
Zoran's like temper like flares angrily. Like, I wanted to stay next to like let's see here. That was an entire move action. I'm gonna spend my standard action to like yell at the professor like, I said there was a skeleton out here. There's a skeleton out here.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
wanted
entire
to see it. I don't see it. I wanted to see it.
Why do you want to see things that'll try to hurt you?
So that I know how to avoid them hurting me.
I was just like super slow to react for some reason. It's like, whoa.
Maybe he was...
Shandala sort of
Shandal is reloading at this point.
took over here. Sort of,
Gun smoke all around
it's
her.
like just like follow Pibian on shore as Saren tells to stay. I can't see any enemies, so yeah, no there.
Okay.
Just looking over the head of Pibian, using him as a light source.
Angrily squawking at this fucking... Zarin immediately actually throws out, no wonder the halfling expedition completely failed before they even got to the...
I don't think that was a halfling down there.
As the skeleton to the east does finally turn towards you and shambles towards you. In fact, it shambles so fast it
Oh,
charges.
God.
Watch out, Saren.
That's a fast fall forward.
Zarin like twitches his eyes and like as he's like...
There's a skeleton there!
Some sort of wicked monster.
That is enough to hit me.
Oh,
It slices at you with a single of its 4 claws.
Zarin is going to outright blame the professor for a distraction there. It's the only reason that hits.
Fucking me.
Twinges of anger are starting to leak onto the android's face.
Kenrick.
Let's see, how far is it? It's 45. I guess I need